Okay, guys, I need to tell you something. This doesn't make any sense. Why a lot of people keep blaming another group that is same sex of them being groomers, pedophiles, and all these other things. But what I don't understand is for these right wing gay people, straight people, and all of those things that talk about their own community and other communities saying that they're doing things that they're not supposed to do with their children and everything else. Why am I seeing more and more stuff of heterosexuals doing things to kids that I just don't understand, such as I'm seeing more and more teachers starting to be impregnated by kids. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why people are not balanced and stop blaming another group instead of saying that because anyone who goes and messes with children should be arrested. It doesn't matter what sexuality you are. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter. Why am I keep seeing more and more stuff such as this? Like this teacher right here. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand this. Can someone
growing
elaborate for
up in
me?
this really uncertain world where his mother may be in jail and the child and his father is just this teenager. So who knows what's going to end up coming of that unborn child.
Attorney and trial consultant Dina Saig-Dahl tells Law and Crime Network the case is seemingly stacked against 38-year-old Alyssa McCommon.
It even sounds like they have nude pictures of her, which that in itself, there's absolutely no reason that a teacher.
See that right there where a teacher sends nude pictures to a minor? That right there should have set a sign right there that she should have been in jail and had her freaking license taken away from her as being a teacher already when it comes to being a teacher. Because why the hell are you actually sending nude pictures to a minor that don't even make any sense? But then they'll just brush past it like, well, it's a boy and everything else. No, it's a freaking minor. It's a freaking kid. And the woman is freaking 30 fucking years old. Are you freaking serious? But yet you want to blame other groups of other people's sexuality. And it's a cover up. It's a cover up to do things to children heterosexually. And it don't even make any sense. It's stupid. It's dumb. And it's a rape culture. And I know it is. This is a rape culture because it don't make any sense. There needs to be a balance between both sides. It don't make any sense. It needs to be a balance on both sides. On all genders and all sexuality, because this is getting ridiculous. You know damn well you're a teacher. Why are you messing with freaking kids? You're a teacher. You're supposed to teach. What are you doing up in there? But they hire all these teachers not even knowing their freaking background. They don't even know their background check and their mental abilities. This don't even make any sense. Like I said before, this country is so freaking biased, it don't even make any fucking sense. Because it don't make any sense why people have this stupid ass double standard, knowing that it's all wrong. It's all wrong. I mean,
Would be sending new pictures to their child. So right there, the case is very strong. And then if you do have these other text messages that you can show as her, again, the voicemail, which is very damaging against her, if they can also show that that is her, plus the testimony from the children themselves. I do think they have a very strong case.
Look at this man.
Law and Crime Network first covered McCommon's case back in September when she was arrested in Covington, Tennessee, about an hour northeast of Memphis. Officials had been tipped off in late August about a potential sexual assault case. Investigators said McCommon began speaking to former students through video games, but that quickly escalated to conversations via social media apps and ultimately the sending of explicit photos. Prosecutors say she raped one of her former students, a 12-year-old boy, in her own home. Multiple other students have since come forward with similar accusations. At the time, McCommon was released on $25,000 bond, but just last week she was arrested again, this time for sending threatening messages to the 12-year-old victim.
Anytime you have a sexual abuse of a child, it's a serious allegation where an individual is facing potential jail time, potential registration as a sex offender for arguably the rest of their lives. Now you add to it the fact that after their arrest,
See, this is traumatizing to the boy. She even made that. She even made threats to the boy. She even made threats to the boy, and no one sees anything wrong with that. No one sees anything wrong with that. No one want to see like, hey, we got to get this woman in jail. But see, people think with their sex instead of thinking about what's going on with this woman right here. This is very mental. This is really sick, and it don't make any sense whatsoever at all. She made threats to the boy. And she's a grown-ass woman. This is a grown-ass woman that had sex with a minor, which is a 12-year-old boy. She's grown. And she's supposed to be a teacher teaching children. Not out here thotting around. I don't know how old she is. She could be 40 or 30 years old, somewhere around there in that area. And she's doing that. That's a slap in the face to all freaking women. It's really embarrassing. And no other woman can stand up and tell her, you're sick and we don't want to be around that shit, because that's not what we do. But they'll blame another group over and over and over again for I don't know what, such as same sex. What does that got to do with anyone messing with children? What does that got to do with anything? Anyone who does it goes to jail, period. I don't care who, what, where, what you are. It don't make no sense. See, but when it comes to heterosexual, it's the norm, because those people back then was also molested, and they also was manipulated into thinking that that shit is okay. And
reach
it's
out to the
shit is crazy, man. This shit is freaking crazy. This shit is freaking crazy. I mean, this is really bad. This is really bad, and I just want to know. I just want to know why. And there's another I forgot there was another woman that also admitted that she was pregnant by a 13-year-old boy, and this was in California, and she never got any jail time at all. She never got any jail time. She never got anything at all for what she's done. And on top of that, that boy has to pay freaking child support at 18. There is no balance for men at all. There is no balance for boys at all. Women are protected, but men aren't. Like, it's ridiculous. This is so freaking, this is a fucking ripoff in this country. Like, this is a rape fucking culture. This is just a rape freaking culture, and it's really sad. And it's the same thing as sex trafficking children. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I don't know why people don't get that in their heads. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same. This is crazy. I mean, this is freaking crazy, bruh. And she ain't the first and she ain't the last either.
Extension of the harassment, and you saw some of that coercive power that she used, I'm sure, in order to even rape the child to begin with. And this continuation,
See, is about power. You heard that? Is about power. Power. So what is she having power over? You see how fucking sick that is? Power. And that power instills into that child too. Because any other victim that has to tell their truth about what happened to them, that person that has also been molested will shut them up. That's also called power. And it's been happening for centuries.
thinking that he still wanted to see her, still wanted to talk to her. You know, her threat is that I'm never going to talk to you again, assuming that's even still what he wants. She's either delusional or she really holds this kind of power, you know, which she did, right? I mean, she was in a power position that she hugely abused, you know, in order to rape this child. And sadly, she's continuing to use that to abuse the child further with all these threats she's making in the phone call.
But Side Doll says it's still possible McCommon isn't really pregnant.
Is it possible that maybe she said she was pregnant as a way of trying to coerce the victim to not talk? Because that sounded like what she was trying to do in that voicemail. Or what, is she actually pregnant? And then this trauma now involves like a second victim, this unborn child. That, you know, will remain to be seen, I think.
But if she is pregnant, Side Doll says that's not really relevant to McCommon's rape charge.
I cannot see how her being pregnant necessarily is relevant at trial. You know, that would be why anybody would have to be forced to give up like DNA, let's say, like a swab of a DNA, if it's relevant for identification purposes, as part of your charges, as part of the trial. But her, whether or not she's actually pregnant is really irrelevant in terms of whether or not she raped this child. And so I don't think her being pregnant is something that they would be able to like compel, but they will certainly be able to use her voicemail where she says she's pregnant at trial. And I guess at that point, if she wants to rebut it for any reason, she could put forth evidence saying that she is pregnant or isn't pregnant. But my guess is they'll just use the voicemail, and whether or not she actually is or isn't, it will just be kind of time will tell.
And a paternity test likely won't be court ordered.
You know, I don't think at that point a paternity test would just be made in order if the victim's family wants to know whether or not he's indeed the father of that child. And I imagine, you know, especially if she's convicted and in his jail, they may want some sort of, you know, legal custody over that child. I mean, that's open for question, but it really then becomes...
Look, this is weird. Okay. First off, how is a 12-year-old boy going to be a father? And how is he going to be a father? He's got to be freaking mature now to be a father now. He's got to be a grown adult to be a father. This kid is too immature or anything like that to be a father. How is he going to control his emotions towards whatever that's going to go on when the son grows up? How is he going to be? See, this is the thing that I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm talking about. What is a kid going to do with a kid? A 12-year-old boy with a baby. This is what I'm talking about. His whole future is gone because of that freaking woman. Even if the baby doesn't exist, fine and dandy. But if the baby comes in, his life is over with. And he has to pay for that child at a very young age. And he's probably going to have to go to work at a very young age. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. If you're going to say and blame a whole nother freaking group of the LGBT for grooming children, doing this, doing that, and it gotten to the point where y'all be saying, oh, well, gay people, you should have your own thing. And when they do have their own thing, then you come online saying that, oh, the children, oh, they're sexualizing the children, oh, they're doing a lot of things. But you don't never talk about this woman right here. Let me see. Y'all never talk about this woman right here. You don't talk about this woman right here that actually had sex with this kid that's 12 years old, had sex with this 12 years old boy, and it's a black boy, and she is the one that is pregnant, that she said, that she claimed, and y'all don't want to talk about it. Y'all motherfuckers that are freaking whores and all that other shit don't want to talk about this freaking teacher because you want your boys to do the same thing, which is fucking disgusting, and it's a freaking rape culture that's going on. There's a very rape culture energy that is going on. But you don't want to talk about that. You don't want to balance it out. You just want to only talk about freaking LGBT, and I'm fucking sick of it because it don't make no fucking sense right there. I'm fucking sick of it. Anyone who messes with children should go to jail. Anyone. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care what sexuality you are. And in secret, quiet as it's kept, a lot of children get molested by a lot of people that is not even who they are. They're not even gay. Because some of those people have girlfriends and they still sleep with kids. Those men that be doing all that sick shit have a girlfriend that they be sleeping around with their daughters, the ones that are sick in the head, or their freaking sons. But those motherfuckers keep it under the low radar and talk about hating gay people and all that other shit. There's people that's like that. So we're not going to act like that there ain't no people out there, because there is. And there's another freaking video that I want you to motherfucking see, because this is not the only freaking teacher that did it, because it's not even a teacher. It's another woman. You got me fucked. Hold on. Because this shit don't even make any sense. And this woman got no jail time. This woman got no freaking jail time at all. No freaking jail time. I'm telling you, man, this country is fucking going to hell. I'm telling you. Woman admits having a kid by a 13-year-old. You got me fucked up.
She admitted.
Look at this one.
Investigation. A 31-year-old woman who admits to having sex with a 13-year-old boy and then becoming pregnant with his child won't face any jail time under a plea deal with prosecutors.
11 Call for Action investigative reporter Matt Kroschel is joining us live tonight. Matt, 31-year-old Andrea Serrano was facing sexual assault charges, but accepted this new plea deal to stay out of prison.
See what I mean?
Adam Serrano.
Now, why isn't this woman in prison?
She admitted to having sex with that 13-year-old. The victim's mother, who we're not going to identify in this story, tells us she is not happy with this deal offered to a woman she says ruined her son's life.
I feel like my son's robbed of his childhood. Now he's having to be a father. He's a victim, and he's gonna have to live with that for the rest of his life.
This mother says watching her son struggle with the reality he now faces breaks her heart.
Look at this.
What has it been like for your son?
It's caused him a lot of depression.
Look at this.
Shut down a lot.
Now she questions why this woman won't face prison time.
I feel like if she was a man and he was a little girl, it would definitely be different. They would be seeking incarceration. And I feel like because she's a woman, they're having...
Since nobody's going to speak about it, I'm going to fucking speak about it.
Again. She was pregnant by a child.
No one wants to speak about it.
No,
I'm
that
gonna
child was
fucking speak
created
about it.
from
Because
a
this don't make no
sexual
fucking
Under
sense.
current
There's a whole lot of
procedures,
women that are
suspects
also
being brought
molesters and
to the
pedophiles and
Department
shit like that
registered
too.
sex offender.
And
In
nobody
the
tries to
past, it was
arrest
served
them
to
and
10
put them in
years
jail
to
for
life.
life. But yet when it comes to a man or anything of any sexuality of the list, he goes to jail for everything for a long time.
The original charges to a lesser charge.
There's no balance. There's no balance at all. You got me fucked up, and this country is really fucked up. There is a boy rape culture. It is. It's a boy rape culture. This is what it is.
The victim's family says they are looking for the next steps in this case.
This
They'll
is
actually
freaking
ask the
ridiculous.
courts to give custody to the 13-year-old of this baby. Adam and Lindsay, what we do know is that Serrano has a hearing coming up in May where she will learn how to...
And any person that is complicit to this, because a lot of men do this too, any person that is complicit to this, the woman should go to jail and the man should go to jail. Because the thing is, it don't make any sense. Any person that has that sick mindset goes to jail. Because it don't make any sense. Because they know what they're doing. They know exactly what the fuck they're doing. They're saying, oh, she's sick. Okay, so if that's the case, the man that was doing that to these girls and stuff like that, is he sick? Or he knows what he was doing? But does she know what she was doing then? She know exactly what she was doing. And the thing is, women have all these other options. Women have so many options. You can go to the club. You could go to the club. You can call a person up. These dudes are already there for you. You could go to the club. They got booze and news. They got all this other club shit that you can go to. You're a woman. Of course, all these guys are going to flaunt at you. But why a child? Why a child? You're a woman. All you got to do is go to the club. They're right there. All those men are right there for you. All those dudes are right there for you. You don't even have to. You can call a random dude right up there and he will do it for you. Do the job for you. If you want to get down, to get down. I don't know. Is someone texting? I don't get it. I don't know this world like that. Someone elaborate for me. These people be blaming I don't get it. They just blame a whole nother group, but they don't even fucking talk about their own group that's messed up in the head. They don't even talk about their own freaking group. And they ain't even balanced. Because if that's the case, kids have always been sexualized anyways in the heterosexual side anyways. Because anyone that's in that household, no one knows what they're going through in those households. No one knows what they are going through in those households on how they are treated. What's going to happen to them? They think they're safe, but they're not by these sick ass grown folks. So you don't know what's going on in those households. And the thing is, a lot of people keep blaming one group instead of blaming their own freaking pain and trauma and talk about it. But they show it to the child from their trauma to the next child. And that's what they do frequently. This shit is really sick, and it don't even make any sense, and it needs to stop. Everything, all the shit that is going on in this world need to stop. It's worse already. I mean, this is crazy, man. This is freaking crazy, man. This is crazy. This is freaking crazy. If they're going to say, let kids be kids, then let kids be kids all the way around. You're already having them grown already at freaking 8 years old on whatever they're freaking looking at, and they allow it. And how are you going to protect your daughters if you're already sexualizing your boys already? So now your boys is hypersexual to the point where if the girls don't like what they see, you know damn well they're going to get in trouble for it or go to jail for it as being a freaking what do you call them? A sex offender at a very young age. You're not even protecting the boys. You're protecting the girls, but you're not protecting the boys. That's imbalanced. That's not even, no. That's imbalanced. It's either one or the other, or it's both. Because now that's just crazy now. That's just freaking crazy now. I mean, I can't believe this. This is keep happening more frequently over and over and over again. And you people are fucking focusing on something that you shouldn't even care about or do not even care about. But you're not even looking at these people that are sick in the head right here, which is this teacher right here that she was impregnated. She admitted that she was impregnated by a young student that is actually 12 years old, a 12-year-old boy. But y'all don't talk about it. I hate these ads too. But like I said, I just had to vent for a minute because this is crazy right here.
The test likely won't be court ordered.
No, I don't think that.
This is freaking
It's
crazy.
her. She doesn't say that it's her on the voicemail, and so that's definitely going to be a point that they will bring up in terms of whether or not this is admissible against her. To begin with, because if you can't say it's her, it certainly wouldn't be admissible against her. But what the prosecution is saying, and really investigators are saying, is that she always used
this shit, man.
Word in her communication with the victim to identify.
I just want someone to come on live, man.
And then she would send nude pictures of herself, and that this same code.
I don't even know how to do that.
Before she left this voicemail, kind of threatening him and talking about being pregnant, and so they're saying this is why they think it was her that left the voicemail, as well as the fact that this was one of the phone numbers that she evidently used in communicating with some of the other students she had communicated with. So that is some evidence that it is her, but does it rise to the level of making it, verifiable enough, let's say, for a judge to actually admit it against her in a criminal trial? I think that's a little bit unclear at this point. You would really have to see all of the evidence that they're showing.
Investigators say before her initial arrest, McCommon used a code word to confirm the 12-year-old victim was alone. Upon her second arrest, they say the same code word was mentioned during her exchanges, including a message suggesting the boy would regret going to the authorities. Seidel says that code word could play a part in whether the phone recording is allowed in court.
Maybe somebody else knew this code word and could have used this code word as a way to, make it strengthen the case against her. Let's say, a relative of the victim. Certainly her defense lawyer is going to say people had access to this code word. Somebody else used it and is kind of framing her. And I actually think that it will be hard for the prosecution to overcome that at this point from what we know so far. So I think there's a question of whether or not that voicemail will be admissible in the end of the day.
On top of that, voice experts could be brought in to determine whose voice is speaking.
I think that they will certainly do voice experts, let's say, or voice technology. They might also do location data, as we know. Can they tell where this phone call was originated from? Was it in a similar place? Was it her home, let's say, or similar places other phone calls originated from? I mean, we've seen lots of trials where the technology from cell phones is vast and is often used against a defense. So we are really early on in terms of kind of what the prosecution can do to authenticate this call. Not that they can't, but there is a hurdle they're going to have to get over in order to be able to admit this in court.
And it's still possible more charges are yet to come.
It's possible because it sounds like they're continuing to investigate whether or not she did this to other children. They say that she had inappropriate relationships with other children. Is it possible that maybe these other children just haven't told their full story and she has in fact raped more than one of them? They're even still asking for parents to see whether or not their children had calls from unknown numbers that they don't recognize, thinking that it could be her. So I do think that it's possible that further charges may come. Unfortunately, as we see, people who abuse children tend not to do it just the one time. So it is likely that there will be other victims out there who may come forward.
As for what's next, Seigdahl says that's still up in the air.
I mean, it really depends whether or not she is willing to waive her right to a speedy trial or not. And that's unclear. The fact that she had her bond revoked and she's going to be in jail until trial, she may waive it, and we may see this case moving forward rather quickly.
After her initial arrest, McCommon was suspended without pay from her school district. Right now, she's being held without bond at the Tipton County Jail. She's due back in court on November 27th. Long Crime Network reached out to her attorney for a comment on this story, but have not heard back. Reporting for Long Crime Network, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
See if you see what I'm talking about? See, if this keeps happening, look, there's so many articles of kids getting there's kids that even get forced into sexual relationships between couples too. That as well, because there was an article, and this was all of a black couple, and this dude had this girl, and this dude was like 30 something years old, and this girl was something older, and then this kid was like 14 years old, and he was just, I guess he was just doing something else, and then this dude forced him to have sex with his girl, and the boy really didn't like it or something, or he really wasn't really into it, but he forced him to do it and all that other stuff. Like I said, all this other stuff that's going on, if this keeps happening, this is going to be nothing but chaos. Because there's not going to be any more respect between men or women because of this situation right here. And no one talks about it. No one want to talk about these situations that's going on in these scenarios. No one wants to talk about it. No one want to talk about the pain and trauma that they be going on and how to stop it. And save the youth and save the next generation so it won't happen again. But it seems like it's a choice on the people that's grown, that's actually allowing the shit to happen or supporting that shit to create more fucking negativity and creating more of the freaking curse. A generational curse that's handed down because they want that to happen. Which is kind of sad. Because there's actually kids that are actually smart that want to make it out of this freaking crazy ass freaking you-call world. That want to make a difference in themselves and they can't because you have freaking grown sick ass people out here trying to do a lot of things to them. Which don't make any freaking sense at all. Grown-ups, stop that dumbass shit. Stop it. Sick ass people. Let me turn this shit off before I freaking really get angry. I'm freaking done with this shit now. How do I turn this shit off? I don't even know how to do do this shit.